Bitch, I'm back out my coma.
Hello, and welcome back to a new video. Well, let me just get comfortable here. It has been a while, man. Like, what, a month or two? But that's besides the point. What matters the most is that we're at least here. For today, I was feeling a bit nostalgic and wanted to look at an iceberg since they have interested me for a while. So what better way than to talk about creepypastas? For those who don't know, creepypastas are internet horror stories that were popular back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. For a while now, I was trying to find an iceberg for this specific topic, but most of the ones that I found were too long, until I discovered this one in particular, which its content inside interested me enough. And also there's some pretty weird entries, but you'll see. Also, it's short. Now, unfortunately, I can't find the original creator since when I was trying to look for them, they deleted their post on Imgur. So, by any chance you're watching this, leave me a comment if you want credit, and if not, then don't comment. I don't know. Do what you want, man. Alrighty, let's dive into the creepypasta iceberg.
You remember the story of Jeff the Killer now. It's one of the most popular creepypastas where an antisocial teenager became a crazy serial killer after being poured bleach and burnt alive. He also slaughters his family in the end. Now, that version we all know and love is not the original.
What the fuck?
Instead, it was a revamped version of a YouTube video with the same Jeff the Killer character and his brother Louie, who was one of his victims. A YouTuber named Caesar uploaded the video on October 3rd, 2008. In this version, Jeff gets his iconic look by accidentally spilling a gallon of acid while trying to clean his bathtub. Now, it is clear this video is made as a joke, since on one part, it says that Jeff is good with children while showing an image of a creepy van. I will show you this video in its entirety, however, since there is music, I'll most certainly get a copyright claim. Nonetheless, I will leave a link in the description below, so that you can see it in all its glory. Jane Richardson is the full name of Jane the Killer, one of Jeff's arch nemesis. There are two versions of this character. In the short story, Jane's Letter, she's portrayed as an anti-hero. She murders people to spare them from being victims of Jeff the Killer. However, in Born of Science, it tells us her origin story and she's described as a hero whose only sole intention is to hunt down Jeff. Masky and Hoodie are two characters who are often mistaken to be creepypastas and proxies to Slenderman. Those who don't know what are proxies, they're essentially victims who are possessed by the creature. Most of the time, they do his dirty work. In actuality, they aren't either of them. Instead, they originated from the web series Marble Hornets. It follows a man named Jay Merrick, who is trying to investigate what happened during the production of a cancelled student film project created by his friend, Alex Carley. He is given clues by watching several tapes, which consists of strange oddities.
Now, I won't reveal everything since the series is pretty extensive, and I can't write a full paragraph about it without leaving key details out. But I would tell you this, Masky and Hoodie are characters who are trying to stop the Slender Man, or better known as the Operator. There's a lot of twists and turns when it comes to these two, and in the ARG in general, so I suggest watching it on your own.
Now, I'm guessing this could be referring to the countless Sonic.exe fan games where Sonic's possessed by the entity and is forced to murder his friends. You'll be the judge. The Slenderman case refers to the infamous stabbing in 2014. In the summer of that year, two 12-year-olds, Anissa Warrior and Morgan Glacier, lured their friend Peyton Lunar into the forest during a game of hide-and-seek. They soon stabbed her 19 times with a 13cm blade. After the act, they left her to die. Luckily, she was still alive and crawled to the road where a cyclist found her and contacted the police. She was then put in the hospital and recovered after 6 days. The officers found the suspects and arrested them quickly. While interrogating the two girls, they said that their reasoning for the crime was so that they could become proxies to Slenderman. The teenagers were soon sentenced to health institutions for 25 to 40 years. When this situation occurred, the creator of Slenderman, Eric Hudson, made a statement saying that he was deeply saddened by the incidents. Also, an admin of the Creepypasta wiki, Slosh Train, stated that he did not condone murder or any rituals and said that the stabbing does not represent the community. During the rise of Slender, there were plenty of videos claiming they found him in different media. Some turned to be false, like when he was supposedly in Gravity Falls, and some were true. In the animated show Total Drama, or in Season 5, Episode 5, you can see him on the monitor on the far left. In Sonic.exe Round 2, an official sequel made by its original creator, it is revealed that a cult worships a creature named X, a demon who steals the soul of their victims whenever they play this game and traps them in his world. The cult is responsible for sending the disc to random people, leading to their demise, which later causes the deaths of Tom and Kyle in the first story. In the story of Squidward's suicide, a few employees were reviewing an unreleased episode of SpongeBob called The Fear of the Krabby Patty. They usually look at them to see if there are any errors to be fixed and if they can air it on Nickelodeon. Most of the time, while inspecting an episode, joke titles appear, so when they saw the words Squidward's suicide, they chuckled and thought nothing of it. However, upon watching the show, they witnessed something morbid. The episode was about Squidward falling into a deep depression and killing himself after a failed concert. In certain scenes, it consisted of several bodies of children who were mutilated. After it ended, they reported to Stephen Hillenburg, and an investigation was pursued. While searching for who was responsible for the tape, they traced it back to a team consisting of a Scottish animator named Andrew Skinner. The authorities swiftly arrested him. The Slenderman family are essentially different OCs of the character in the community, which consists of the following: Slenderman, Trenderman, Tenderman, Splenderman, and Sexual Offenderman.
What the fuck?
It's just a canon ship between two Creepypasta characters. It's not really much to tell.
Ben Drowned is a story about a college student getting a copy of Majora's Mask at a yard sale. After playing the game, he encounters weird occurrences in his experience. Soon, figures out that the cartridge is haunted. This tale is considered as an ARG because of its mix of realism, using screen recordings of the protagonist's experience and making the audience research different websites. It's difficult to explain what happened since it's pretty lengthy and complicated, so I suggest looking at some videos which go into further detail about the creepypasta. Or watch the series yourself.
Alright, here's where the entries start to get a bit weird. In the story Jeff vs. Jane the Killer, there's a scene where Jeff gets seduced by a prostitute who is later implied to be Jane. She also gives birth to her child. I can't confirm nor deny that. I haven't read the full story myself. I mean, I'm a busy man. I got a flight to catch in Dubai in like around 7.
I believe this is mentioning an Instagram story from the creator of Tiki Toby. It's a multitude of posts where he explains why he doesn't want his character to be associated with creepypasta. It doesn't imply that he hates his creation, but more of a criticism towards the community. Rap Rat is an obscure creepypasta that many people don't remember. Now the story is fictional, but a board game existed in the 90s. It was made by a company named A Couple of Cowboys, who were the same creators of the famous VHS horror game Nightmare. It was about collecting keys to beat a timer displayed on the video cassettes. From what I heard, certain companies pressured them to make a more family-friendly game to appeal to a younger audience. They complied and created Rap Rat. It's more or less of the same shtick as Nightmare, but this time you had to collect puzzle pieces to win the game. On the internet, there are plenty of photos and videos proving the existence of Rap Rat. Here's one of them.
I'm a rap rat. I'm a history in the making, and all yours for the taking. I'm the talk of the town, the cold side of cool. I'm a legend in a lunchtime. I'm a oncer in a lifetime. Got an A in attitude and lots of gratitude. So it's welcome to my show. So at ease, please, and smile.
There have been plenty of fan-made posters, trailers, and movies about this character.
Let's go back to the car. I don't fucking care. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Close the goddamn door.
Was that supposed to be Jeff? Because, I mean, he kind of looks like one of the killers from The Purge. I mean, look. He does, doesn't he? That, or he's a real estate agent. Come on, man, don't be scared. You just want to sell you a house.
However, there was a crew who tried to make it into a high-production film. In 2015, a YouTube channel called Purity Films was created. A month later, they uploaded a teaser of their Jeff the Killer movie with an Indiegogo attached. It garnered some attention in the community, and some people donated to make it a thing. But, unfortunately, there haven't been any updates in 7 years. For those who don't know, Zongo is a demonic entity that corrupts both fiction and reality. Now that we understood that, this entry could be talking about 2 things. 1. This interview that I found that reeks of early 2010s. Or 2. This Wattpad blog that talks about who Zongo has possessed, which mentions Pinkie Pie. I'm leaning more towards the second option, but I'm secretly hoping that it's the first one. I'm sure most of us know this famous image of Jeff the Killer. However, surprisingly enough, the original photo is a mystery. There were speculations that the original photo was a girl named Katie Robinson, who allegedly killed herself due to being cyberbullied by 4chan. Here's where all goes downhill. That rumor is false. It was debunked by both Caesar, the creator of Jeff, and the woman herself, whose real name is Heather White. In 2004, she had an account on a Christian website where photos first surfaced. Here's the interesting thing. Going back to Caesar, he stated that he created the image, but that was fabrication. Someone found out that the image dated back to 2005 on a Japanese website called Pia, which was later seen in a video titled Triple N Special Broadcast in 2007. There's a lot more to the story, but I'll leave it here. Here's another entry I'm unsure what it's talking about. I guess that it's referring to this comment made by the creator where he's responding to criticism about his story. In it, he states that he wishes he could have spent more time on the Creepypasta. That's all I can find mentioning an unfinished draft. I'm still clueless if this is the correct one. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you look at his old DeviantArt account, you can see that he made several drawings of some pretty weird shit.
Also, I didn't know the guy was a furry. The guy is a furry. Which in retrospect it makes sense because the guy is named JC the Hyena. The Hyena. How did I not catch that? I mean, look, here's his furry character. Look at this. Look at that. It was obvious from this. The hell is that?
The story of Slenderman has gotten big to the point where the character is now public domain. Though it does belong to the original creator, Kunsen, there is a third party who holds the rights to the creepypasta. In 2016, Slenderman belonged to Mythology Entertainment. 2 years later, they created the 2018 film adaptation, but in less than a year, the company split up, leaving the rights of the character up in the air. Yeah, I don't know this one either. I'm assuming that this is referring to the 2009 The Rake story, where a family comes back from a summer trip and while they're sleeping, the mother wakes up to the creature sitting above the bed and then heads to the daughter's bedroom and kills her. The creepypasta suggests that the entity has been on Earth longer than expected. Its sightings date back to a suicide note in 1964, a journal entry in 1880, and a mariner's blog in 1691.
It is confirmed that Jane the Killer is married to a woman named Mary Vaughn, meaning that she is a lesbian. Mic drop.
Once again, I'm clueless about this. The only thing I mentioned is a 2012 Slenderman movie is the short film made by Black Box TV.
Lao Tzu puts it in this way: the great Tao flows everywhere, both to the left and to the right. It loves and nourishes all things.
I believe this is referring to the 2019 SpongeBob episode, SpongeBob in Random Land. In one scene where Squidward is opening a variety of doors, he opens one where the Red Mist version of himself appears. The This part was discussed heavily all over the internet on how unexpected it was. However, unfortunately, the scene was removed by Nickelodeon shortly after.
No, unacceptable.
But in such a way.
The creator of Jane the Killer, the Lady Black Wolf, has a DeviantArt account. If you search long enough, you can see various lewd images of their character. NES Godzilla is a popular gaming creepypasta which is considered one of the best ones. It's about a man named Zack getting a copy of NES Godzilla, Monsters of Monsters, from his friend Billy. While playing, he starts to experience strange things. The story is long, spanning over 8 chapters. Nonetheless, it's pretty good. This creepypasta started on April 24th till December 4th, 2011. 2 years later, video game programmer Louis Neri started production of his fan game, and there have been multiple updates ever since. Now, I don't know why this is referring to in past tense, since the creator is still working on it. The last update was on February 10th of 2022. Cameraheads is a famous lost 4chan creepypasta. The plot revolves around a person discovering a pile of rocks, a mini DV cassette, and torn envelopes scattered on the floor. Inside the envelope was a letter hastily written in charcoal which consisted of the following phrases: "I killed the camerahead. It took Trevor. And get help if I don't get back." A video was uploaded on August 8th, 2009, which consisted of one of the contents in the mini DV cassette. It is a famous video on YouTube of a police interrogation. It's about a father named Thomas who explains how he lost his daughter, Jessica, due to the Slender Man. Here is the full video.
Okay, we're recording now. Thomas, would you like to start from the beginning? Am I? Yes, Thomas, you're safe. Now, can you start from the beginning so that we may try to understand the events that happened?
Okay. My daughter Jessica, she'd been outside playing at a friend's house, and we only lived up the street. They actually only lived up the street, I'm sorry. It started to get dark out, and I had called her friend's parents that she needed to get home. They told me that she left over a half hour ago. Well, they're only a 5-minute walk away, so
Is this where you left the house looking for?
Yes. We live in a wooded area, and I knew she liked playing there with friends, but going alone didn't make sense.
Okay, so what happened next?
I was calling Jessica's name, and it had been really getting dark out now. I was walking through the woods, looking and listening to anything. I remember suddenly feeling sick, like nauseous in the stomach, like I wanted to throw up. And I started getting ringing in my ears. Then
Thomas?
That thing! That nightmare! Jessica's clothes. And one of its hands. You do.
It's okay. Can you please describe what he looked like?
It was tall. It appeared to be wearing a suit, but there's no way it was human. There's no way. The arms are almost to the ground. I've never seen anything like it. It's face.
It's okay, Thomas. You can continue.
That horrible fucking face! Just staring at me! But No, there was no face! There was no eyes! What did I see?
Thomas, please calm your...
No! No! I fucking saw you, son of a bitch! It took my Jessica! It's now coming for me! I can't sleep! I can't live! You don't know! You don't know! Oh God! Oh God!
Thomas, calm down.
Ah! It's right there!
He needs to pain. Talk to... Oh, it's...
Alright, I just got back from my flight to Dubai, and I finished the story. To be honest, it's not bad. Though I wasn't a big fan of the sex scene, but apart from that, I had a good experience reading it. This tale does end in a cliffhanger, but it's one of those endings where you don't want to see a sequel of, which this entry is talking about. After the fight between the two killers, Jeff gets upper hand on Jane, but is injured from the damage, and are both left in a burning warehouse. However, Jeff gets his recovered body in a hospital. While the two doctors examine his corpse, his eyes shift to his next potential victim.
Well. For those who don't know what Rule 34 is, I'm sure most of you know by now, but for the innocent, it's pornography. However, it's predominantly cartoon stuff or different types of media. Now, to figure out if this statement is true, we gotta do some special research and become a Reddit user. From what I found, this isn't true. Momo has 157 images, while other creepypasta characters like Slenderman and Jeff the Killer have a whopping 162 and 172 images, respectively. I feel dirty. There is an obscure Spanish creepypasta called The Cat Without Eyes, or Eyeless Cat. The story is about a writer wanting to get a temporary cat while away from home. When he goes outside, he finds an eyeless cat. He takes it to the vet, and the feline has no injuries, so he takes it to his place. There weren't any problems on the first day, however, the next morning, things took a turn. When the protagonist woke up, he saw a man with missing eyes above his bed. The author panics, but the stranger doesn't hurt him. Instead, he goes to the corner and takes notes while acting like a cat. In the ending, the writer's body was found with missing organs, and the eyeless feline was unharmed. It is indicated that the intruder was the one who murdered the protagonist, leading to the belief that it was Eyeless Jack. Eyeless Jack is a popular creepypasta where a serial killer enters the rooms of a victim and takes their liver out. Both characters have similar behaviors and familiar features. As in both stories, the antagonist examines their victim before doing the deed. There are rumors that Squidward's suicide took influence by an alleged true event. It goes like this. In 2005, internet user Jam Joker posted on a forum where he recounted his experience as an intern for an animation studio called... yeah, that one. In it, he talks about how he was an eyewitness to a particular incident that led to the cancellation of a cartoon show. What happened was that a Scottish animator named Andrew Skinner had left gory images on one of the episodes of The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. The production team was furious, and when asked about why he did it, he made the argument of artistic expression. He was later fired, and the episode was delayed to the point where it was excluded from the show and was only sold online. Some say when you watch the final product, you can still see reminiscence of the original project.
And that's the Creepypasta Iceberg. I had a good time. There were some entries that were interesting, and others questionable. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it. 9 out of 10, we'll do it again. Alright, on a serious note, let's explain the elephant in the room. I know it's been almost around 2 years since I haven't uploaded. I'm not going to fully explain what happened, but just so you know, it wasn't because I was demotivated or had plans on quitting. Just some things in life got in the way, and I didn't have a proper schedule. Also, I am aware of my sudden success from my previous video, which I would like to thank each and every single one of you for that. 100,000 views, that is fucking crazy. However, I would like to mention one thing. If you're only here expecting videos like SpongeBob Bootleg episode, unfortunately you're not going to receive that. On this channel, I'm going to make videos that interest me, and if you're not a big fan of that, you have every right to unsubscribe. Alright, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go summon Tails doll or something. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
You're the starry skies above me. Won't you please come down and hug me?